It is Monday the 22nd of January. I have been so bad at doing the weekly vlogs that what I'm going to do this week is I'm just going to do a reading specific vlog. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you what I'm reading, how much I read of it in a day. I'm going to pick something out of the TBR jar, even though I haven't finished the last one, just because I will finish it. It's just a bit of... And I'll show you my reading journal, which I was going to do in the weekly vlog last week, and then I just sort of like forgot to do stuff. So let me get the TBR jar and let's have a look. I just excuse a mess in the background. It's just where I'm sorting out to put somewhere to put my scanner. So here's the TBR jar. As you can see, it's rammed. I'm just going to go to the middle, pick one out and see what it is. Let's see. Then I've got to find it, which means it could be anywhere. It could be up here, you see. These books are all books I've not read, and that's not all my TBR, because as you know, there are more in the other room. I can't open it. Hang on a sec. Just editing a flip through. So we've got The Echo Man by Richard I can't pronounce Montanari. Now I've read him before. I like it. It's not a huge book, I don't think, and I do believe it's up there somewhere. So I'm going to see if I can find it while I'm editing this together. Then I'm off to my mum's to do some stuff there. Won't be a sec. Got it. It was up on the shelf here. It's got a ripped cover. Here it is. He's coming to get you. It's fall in Philadelphia, and the mutilated body of a man is found in one of the poorest neighbourhoods of the city. The victim has been viciously tortured to death. It's the work of a sadistic mind in free fall. When homicide detectives Kevin Byrne and Jessica Balzano investigate, they soon realise their crime scene is linked to the past. 8 years ago, another body was found in the same place, in the same position, killed in the same manner. That case was never closed. Apart from their killer's unusual calling cards, the crime scene photos, past and present, are identical. As another brutalised body appears, then another, it becomes horrifyingly clear that someone is recreating unsolved murders from Philadelphia's past in the most sinister of ways, and the killer is closer than they think. So yes, that's my kind of book. I like those kind of books. Right, I'm going to head off to my mum's now, and I'll see you when I get back and do some reading. Everybody's in bed, so like I said, I'm going to take you through what I'm currently reading. So on my Kindle, I am reading a book called The Bookshop by the Seaside. Now, my Kindle is usually in my bag. I take it to my mum's. I read in the car when I'm waiting for Jen, if I'm at the doctor's surgery, the dentist, anywhere where I've got to hang around. So that's what usually sits, that's usually my bag, but I've got it out to show you. I do have another Kindle here as well, which is my spare. So this is what I'm going to read in for the next few days. Obviously, I've pulled The Echo Man, so this will be my downstairs book. But currently, I am halfway through Bad Brides by Rebecca Chance as my downstairs book. So I'm going to try and get that finished very, very soon. I always have one really massive book on the go, hardback generally. Could be a paperback if it's really big, for when I am drying my hair, because I sit in bed, I dry my hair and I read. I read while I'm drying my hair. Make the most of it. Oh, and audiobooks too, I've got those as well. This is Agatha Christie's Complete Notebooks. So this is about how Agatha Christie compiled her notes, and it actually contains all the notes she wrote for all of her novels, in all the books, all the notebooks we know to exist. So audiobook, I'm listening to something called A Killing in Costumes, which is about a couple who set up a movie memorabilia store in Palm Springs. But I don't often listen to audiobooks as much as I should. Sometimes, excuse me, I will listen to them while I am sorting the washing out. And today I watched a video because a friend of mine put a video up and I wanted to watch it. But normally I'd put the audiobook on, spread the washing out, sort it out, put it away, and you know, just listen to the audiobook. And my main book for what I'm reading in bed, this is what I do. I always have a book in bed to read, and I curl up at night. And I'm currently reading Jane Austen's Persuasion. This is the cloth-bound classic, and I am currently on page 31. So I will be reading a bit more of that. So as you can see, I usually have more than one book on the go. Obviously, I haven't started the Echo Man yet. I'm going to try and finish Bad Brides first, then read The Echo Man. But those two are my downstairs. Sometimes I sit and colour, and sometimes I want to sit and read. Sometimes I'll pull my Kindle out. Depends what I'm reading. Sometimes I'll pick up a book. Agatha Christie notebooks for while I'm doing my hair, and Persuasion for when I've curled up in bed and I'm getting ready to go to sleep. So once I've read one of these, one will be replaced. So Agatha Christie, I've got 2 more books ready for that. Letters from Hollywood and Marilyn's Co-Stars. I do have a Marilyn book on the go, which is the Elise Jordan book, but I'm not too worried about that. I will just read that as and when I feel like it, because I like dipping into it. Excuse me, I'm very tired today. I've got to be honest, I haven't been reading downstairs. I have been colouring. But I will be reading tonight. I will read Persuasion. I might read a bit of Hello, Norma Jean by Elise Jordan. I don't know. It depends how I feel. I might just go to sleep. I'm really tired. I'm going to do my Welsh lesson. So that's what I'm reading. But what I'll do is, obviously when I've put the big light out and I've got the little light on, when I've finished reading for the night, I'll tell you how much I've read of Persuasion and if I read anything else. It'll only be a couple of chapters because, I mean, I enjoy Austen, I enjoy the language, but it can be quite hard going. I just want to do some colouring up here, but I might leave that till Wednesday. Anyway, I'll see you later and let you know how I got on with my reading. It's Tuesday, and after not giving myself a break to rest yesterday, today I'm feeling I'm absolutely shattered. So I'm going to spend part of the morning resting and reading, and then go to my mum's later to do some photos. I do have one order to pack. So reading update, because this is a reading vlog. Last night I read 3 chapters of Persuasion. I'm enjoying it. And today I had a shower, washed my hair, dried my hair, and I read 10 pages of the Agatha Christie Complete Secret Notebooks. I might read a bit more of this in a moment because it is really fascinating. We're talking about why one particular story was never published. That's because she never offered it for publication because she was planning on turning it into a full-length novel rather than a short story. So there's that. I haven't read any more Bad Brides, and I haven't started Echo Man, but I might try and read that later. I did do a bit of colouring last night, so I might show you a bit of colouring later, do a bit of colouring in this vlog. I am feeling absolutely shattered. It is raining out. I'm just going to have half an hour's rest before I go to my mum's. So I might read for a little bit. I'll let you know how I get on. Everyone, so everybody's in bed, so I'm going to do a bit of reading now. I did read a chapter of Persuasion earlier on, and I'm going to read a bit more. I have been updating my journal, my reading journal, so I will actually show you this properly in the next day or so, because obviously this is a reading vlog. So I'll show you how I've got it set up and what I use. And I've got to start putting together the thumbnails for the inside because I haven't got all of them. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll do that, and then I'll show you how to do that, and then in another reading vlog, because I won't have enough yet, I'll show you how I cut them up and stick them in and stuff. I have read something like 11 books this month already. To be honest, the Magical Bookshop ones that I read were really short, but I loved them, they were really good. And I read a Stephen King novella. I've only put 6 of the 11 in the journal, so I can show you how I do it maybe tomorrow or Thursday, but it will be in this reading vlog. I love doing my journals, and they look all nice when they're all stacked together. So I'm gonna, my nose is running, I'm gonna read now. Oh, I haven't got much water up here either. Take my medication, probably get some more water in a bit, and snuggle down and read. So I'll see you later. So I am at my mum's, going to do some work, but I thought I'd just update you on what I read yesterday evening, last night. I read to the end of volume 1 of Persuasion, which was like 3 or 4 chapters, so I'm really pleased with that, and I'll carry on reading that tonight. I'm enjoying it. And then I read a few pages of the Marilyn book, Hello, Norma Jean. The Marilyn You Didn't Know by Elise Jordan, which is a really good book. It's nice to dip into. I have got my Kindle with me, so once I finish photographing and I go down to have some lunch, I can read my Kindle, and then when I'm waiting for Jennifer to come out of school, I can read my Kindle again there. So I actually found another bag of stock in here, hiding behind my big bag of stock that I've already washed, so there's more than I thought left. I'm not complaining. So yeah, so while this isn't a normal vlog, it's a reading vlog. Tomorrow will be spent measuring and drafting and listing stuff, so yeah, so that's my plan. I'm fortunately, because, and again with the eBay, because I'm sending everything at the moment by Every, I don't have to go past a charity shop, which means I'm not buying books, because I go in there and the book's 25p. And I don't mind spending £1 on 4 books if they've got 4 books I want. But because I haven't had to go past it, I haven't gone in. So I'm really proud of myself. I haven't been in there for at least 2 weeks. I mean, I have bought books in there this month, but I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to crack on. And then later on, I'll let you know how much I read of The Bookshop by the Seaside, which I'm really enjoying. It's really good. Catch up on reading. Yesterday, by the way, it's Thursday. I didn't read very much, though I did read a little bit of Persuasion in bed last night, but that was it. So what I'm going to do is I've got a few jobs to do, and then I'm going to show you my reading vlog, my reading journals, okay? So I won't be long, and I'll show you the journal. Here's a book I use as a reading vlog, and I've got here to show you a few bits as well. So obviously I have a Pritt stick for sticking in the thumbnails, pens, and you'll see what I use them for in a minute. Stars, gold stars. There are other colours here, but I'm only using gold this year. Jennifer Heaven, and that little envelope is what the stars go in. So this is the book. It's from Peter Pauper Press. I even have the bookmark that matches this as well. So I just got the title page and some stickers. Sometimes I put some other bits in there, you know, some scrapbooking bits, if I feel like it. So on the first few pages, I'll admit there's a lot, there's the TBR. So these are all the physical books I own. This does not include Kindle books or audiobooks. And as you can see, it's quite a lot. But in a minute, you'll see what I use one of the pens for. So yes, there's a lot. There's over 350 books on my TBR. So as you can see, this one's got a line through it. It's a very dark pink. I've changed that. I'm going to be using a light pink instead. And that's just to say that that one I've read. So it's the only one out there that I've actually read at the moment. Then we have our Goodreads challenge page, which is 175 for this year. And as you can see, I have got to go to there because I've read 11. I just haven't finished writing them all out yet. So as you can see, we've got the Goodreads challenge. And the key code is red is for physical, green is for ebook, and yellow is for audiobook. And so notice it was a bit fuzzy, but here we go. Then on the next page we have the month. We have a spare page here and a list of all the books that I've obtained in this month. Now the blue pen here will be for when I read one of these and I've written it down, I will go over it. So for instance, I have read 1922 by Stephen King. When I've added it to the journal, the book, which I haven't done yet, I will then come in with this and colour that line in. It's just, this one is just so that next year when I start the next book, I'll know what out of the new stuff and old stuff I've read, and I need to transfer the stuff I haven't read. And then we move on to the books. So this is the first one. This was an audiobook I read. So we've got the title and author, a little bit of a synopsis, what I think and how many stars I rated it. Another one here. So this next one hasn't got a thumbnail because I haven't done it. A sheet of A4 photo paper, that's what I use to do it on, takes 25 images. So it'll be 25 before I can do it. I used to do them as I got books, but I find it scratches them. And even if you don't do them all in one go, sometimes they'll still get scratched as you'll use them, and it doesn't matter how long you leave them to dry. So as you can see, there's not much in there at the moment. What I will do at the end of June, which is the half point of the year, is I will show you how it is looking then and where we are on the Goodreads challenge with it. And I'll also show you how many pink lines we've got on here as well. So that could be quite interesting. So I'm going to crack on and do some jobs, and later on I'm going to do some reading. Hey everybody, it is Friday morning and our reading update for today is, I'm still reading Persuasion. This must be the most boring reading vlog ever. Next week we'll do a proper vlog, mainly because it's Jennifer's birthday next week. She's 6 and very excited, so next week we will do one. However, on the subject of Persuasion, I have 30 pages left, so I will be finishing that sometime today. I'm going to dry my hair, so that means I've got Agatha Christie out ready. I'm going to read a few pages of that now. This is absolutely fascinating. It's got all her notes in it. It's got photos of her actual handwriting and her notebooks. The end pages have literally a photograph of some of her notebooks. I'll show you that quickly. Here are her notebooks. I can remember having these sorts of notebooks, but in a bright orange when I was at school. So these are various notebooks, exercise books she bought over the years and wrote her notes in. There's where I am. But yeah, so there are pictures of, if I can find some, the pages of her notebooks in here, which is fascinating. It's a very, very big book. And let me find one. So here's a couple of pages of her actual notes. It's her handwriting here. So she would make notes about what plot devices she was going to use. Absolutely fascinating. So I'm going to read a bit of that while I'm drying my hair. And like I said, I've only got about 30 pages of that left. So I will be reading and finishing that today. Then I might try and crack on with Bad Brides and get that one finished. Also got to update my reading journal, as usual. Hey guys, it's Friday evening. I'm in bed. I've got the fan on because I'm hot, because I'm of that age. And I'm going to finish reading this. I did read a bit earlier, so I've got even less than I had earlier done. So I'm going to finish this. I have got through a bit more of the Agatha Christie notebooks, for about 10 or so pages. Once I finish Persuasion, I might read a bit more of this one. But I really want to hit Bad Brides. I have got the next Oz books out, which is The Emerald City of Oz, The Road to Oz, and Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz. So I'm going to start one of them soon. And obviously I've got Bad Brides and The Echo Man. But tonight I'm going to finish reading Persuasion. I know how it ends, and I would just have to say that if she just stayed with Captain Wentworth before he became Captain Wentworth at the very beginning, then a lot of this nonsense wouldn't have happened. So Louisa wouldn't have fallen on her head. Of course, she wouldn't have made Captain Benwick, but you know, there wouldn't have been all that nonsense going on, and Anne would have been happy earlier, but then there wouldn't have been a story. But that's just my way of looking at it. Right people, wrong time, maybe? Anyway, I'm enjoying it, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I just thought I'd bring that up. It's the same with Dracula. I said to the Dracula, it's like they spend ages chasing him all over Europe, and then he's dead within 4 lines. I'm like, what? Even though I've read it before and I knew that's what happened. But, you know, it was a bit of a... It's a great story, but it was a bit of a letdown at the end with the all... And then he was dead. I was like, okay. Fortunately, we read that too. We're not reading that this year. We are reading as much of the TBR as we can without adding too much to it. Now, I know I've added some this month, but I really, really, really want to try and get it down. So I've got to get Persuasion out of the way so I can work on... I really want to read Little Eve, and I really want to read... Oh, I can't think what it's called. The Creeper. It sounds really creepy, obviously. So I'm going to crack on with Persuasion and see if I can't get through a bit more of the Marilyn book as well. And maybe a few pages of Bad Brides, but I'll let you know how I get on tomorrow morning when I get up. See you then. Get some fresh air and they're kicking the ball around. So, a bit of a reading update. I have finished Persuasion. Hooray! And last night I also read a good chunk of the Elisa Jordan book, Hello Norma Jean. The Marilyn Monroe You Didn't Know. So that's coming on nicely. I'm enjoying that book though, so I'm taking my time with it. And I finished this morning, I finished Bad Brides by Rebecca Chance. That's okay. The story was good, but the amount of sex in it, I'm saying that quietly because Jennifer's around, it's just, I'm not into it when it was the fully description. I just skipped past it. Now, it was part of the plot, it did need to happen, but I don't think you need that much description. Some people love it, it bores me, so. And now I've got my Kindle with me, so I'm going to try and read a bit more of the Bookshop by the Seaside. And I've started at home Echo Man by Richard Montanari, which I love his books. So I know I'm going to get into that one quite quickly. So I could read that probably overnight because it's that sort of book I love. Anyway, I'm going to sit here and enjoy watching Jennifer play football for a bit. Goody. It's bedtime. We're back home now. I'm really tired. I'm going to sleep in a minute. Just been updating the reading journal. It's still way behind. I might do a little bit more before bed, but my hand aches if I write too much. So anyway, I finished reading the book Bookshop by the Seaside. It wasn't a very long story. And I also read The Bookshop of Memories, which was really, really good. I loved it. Absolutely fantastic. I just, when we got back from the park and the pub, we just all sat on the sofa. Jennifer was playing games on her tablet, and me and Paul just sat there and read, and it was absolutely good. I did start it down in the park, and I did read a bit in the pub when Paul and my dad were like this. And so yeah, and I have already read 58 pages of Echo Man. I knew I'd get into that quite quickly. It's really good. So I'm happy with that. Like I said, I'm just doing a bit of updating into the journal. I'm still way behind because I've only done 8 and I've now read 13 or 14, something like that. So of course there were 6 books that were really, really short, the Magical Bookshop series. So oh, so tired. But yeah, really, really enjoying my reading. I didn't do any colouring today. Normally I colour loads and don't read, but today it was the other way around. I've read loads and I haven't coloured at all. And you know what? That's fine too, because you know what? I can't do all my hobbies, and I do want to read my books. Every book I buy is because I want to read it. Every book I get is because I want to read it. It's not just because, oh, it's a book, I gotta have it. I actually want to read them. So yeah, so it was nice just to have a day of reading instead of colouring or, I don't know, other stuff. Ah dear. Anyway, I'm going to do a bit more into my reading journal. Then I'm going to put the little light on, turn the big light off, and I think I'm going to read a bit more of Echo Man before I go to sleep. Really, I love books. I'd love to work in a bookshop. I really would. Anyway. Not everything can be, can it? Anyway, I will see you later on, well, tomorrow, when I tell you how well I get on with today's reading. Tomorrow night, I'll wrap it all up, obviously. There you go. Hey everyone, it's Sunday, last day of the reading vlog. Last night I only read 2 chapters of Echo Man, but that's fine, I'm happy with that, because I did read loads yesterday. So I don't know what we're going to do this afternoon, because it is afternoon. We're going to pop out, go shopping, get some food in, because we've not got much. And then we're going to just see, I guess. So I might read this evening, I might colour. I haven't quite decided what I want to do. I will be reading at some point, probably at bedtime, but before that, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day for now, because I've got to get stuff done, and I'll see you later. Anymore. So I'm going to call it a day here. I had a great reading week, though. We'll do it all again, but we'll do a proper weekly vlog next week. It's Jennifer's birthday on Wednesday. She's turning 6. So hopefully I'll actually remember to vlog. So I'll see you soon. Hope you enjoyed this look at my reading habits and my journal, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.